Have you ever heard that Japan is a closed country that doesn't want anyone new? Or maybe you've heard the opposite, that it's desperately trying to get more people, any people, to solve its population problem. Well, let's look at the myth versus the reality. The myth is that Japan is throwing its doors wide open, begging for babies, begging for new residents. The reality is a little more complicated. It's like a nightclub with a very specific dress code. Japan needs more people on the dance floor, for sure, but it's also being very, very careful about who it lets pass the velvet rope. It's a country caught between needing more people and being cautious about who those people are and how long they stay. The situation is getting serious. In 2025, Japan was on a path to see fewer than 670,000 babies born. To put that in perspective, that's the lowest number since they started counting way back in 1899. Imagine a family reunion that gets smaller every single year. That's what's happening to Japan on a national scale. The numbers were so shocking that they arrived 16 years earlier than the government's own predictions. This isn't just a slow leak, it's a pipe bursting ahead of schedule. The problem has become so urgent that Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi didn't mince words. She called it the country's biggest problem and even set up a special team, the Population Strategy Headquarters, just to figure this thing out. Let's break down the numbers, because they tell a powerful story. It's not just that births are low, it's that deaths are high. In 2024 alone, deaths outnumbered births by almost 1 million people. Think about that. For every baby's cry, there were many more final goodbyes. The total population shrank from 128 million to around 123 million today. It's like a major city's worth of people has vanished from the census. This trend is accelerating, with fewer young people available to support a growing elderly population. At the heart of this is the fertility rate. The fertility rate is the average number of children a woman is expected to have in her lifetime. To keep a population stable, it needs to be about 2.1, the replacement level. Japan's fertility rate is hovering around 1.14. That's a massive shortfall. The next generation will be significantly smaller. The reasons for this are complex. Marrying later, not marrying at all. The cost of raising a child is high, and Japanese work culture often leaves little time or energy for family life. This demographic shift changes everything. It puts immense strain on pensions and on healthcare. When faced with a big problem, what's the first thing governments often do? They spend money. And Japan has certainly tried this approach. The government has been funneling tens of billions of dollars into pro-natal measures, cash handouts for newborns, subsidies for childcare, expanded parental leave. The idea is simple. Make it cheaper and easier to raise a family, and more people will choose to do it. It sounds logical, right? The scale is massive, about 3.5 trillion yen every year on child-rearing support, roughly $25 billion. The funds target real hurdles. The goal is easing the burden many cite for delaying marriage and childbirth. But here's the tough part. Despite all this spending, the birth rate has continued to fall. 2025 hit that historic low not expected for another decade and a half. Money helps, but it isn't enough. It's like trying to fix a leaky dam by painting it. The structural issues are still there. The conversation is shifting. Change work culture and hours, enable more affordable housing, and encourage a more equal division of household chores. The lesson: you can't just pay people to have kids. You have to create a society where people can balance work, life, and the joys of raising a family without being overwhelmed. Section 4. A call for workers, not necessarily neighbors. With a shrinking workforce, who is going to do all the jobs? Increasingly, foreign workers. Numbers are at record highs as Japan expands visas for shortages in elderly care, construction, agriculture, and manufacturing. A proposed plan could accept up to 1.23 million foreign workers by 2028 under an employment for skill development system. But immigration is framed as a labor solution, temporary visas tied to jobs. not necessarily a path to large-scale settlement, starting families, or becoming permanent neighbors. Workers contribute, pay taxes, and fill vital roles, yet face uncertainty. Staying often depends on employment status. Permanent residency paths can be long, expensive, and complicated. It's like hiring a contractor to patch the roof, not inviting a new family to move in next door. Japan wants the labor, but seems less certain about the workers as future neighbors, creating a precarious situation for many. Section 5. Tightening the rules for staying. As one door opens for temporary workers, another, permanent settlement, feels heavier and more expensive to push open. Japan needs labor, but is introducing stricter rules and higher fees for those who want to stay long-term. Mixed signals. Fee hikes are under consideration and expected sometime in 2026. Visa changes and extensions from about 6,000 yen to 30 or 40,000. And permanent residence fees could jump from 10,000 yen to over 100,000 yen. A significant barrier. From October 2025, Business Manager Visa rules tighten. Capital up from 5 million to 30 million yen, plus at least one full-time local employee. It filters for wealthier, more established operators, favoring temporary, rotating labor over permanent settlement. Many work years pay into social systems and integrate locally, only to find the goalposts for staying moved further away, like running on a treadmill and never reaching secure residency. Section 6. A nation divided. What the people think. Opinions are mixed. Hope, concern, pragmatism. Many see the reality, staff shortages and essential services at risk without more people. Healthcare, public transport. A recent survey shows 66% view tougher immigration policies as promising. 56% say Japan needs fewer visitors and immigrants. Only 26% want more. The PM ordered policy revisions on unpaid premiums, visa overstays, and other concerns, a bid to get labor without unsettling social order. Some worry about services, language, and culture. Others welcome diversity, new restaurants, and colleagues from abroad. Section 7. The human cost of a numbers game. For a young couple, headlines become late-night questions. Can we afford a child? Will one of us give up a career? Can we find daycare? For a foreign worker, it's leaving family to help care for Japan's elderly, hoping to reunite, but facing high fees and complex rules that keep families apart. Japan invites workers while making settlement harder, offers money for babies while work and housing make parenting tough. It's cautious, slow, and for many, frustrating.